Greetings, this is Hucolo TV, www.humancolony.org, and our live webinar. Today is going to be one of our magical themed webinars. Myself, Rowie, is here with my partner Kim, and we're also joined by Jim Charles, who's going to be doing some channeling from a hybrid child, or from a hybrid in the future, quite possibly. We're going to be exploring the impacts of hybrid children that are coming to this planet, the possible futures, possible timelines that's going to be going on. So we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. We're going to keep it very, very, we might have children coming through, so it's going to be very proper today, very clean, let's say. So it's going to be very, very enjoyable. I've got a few things I want to announce. We've got a couple of events coming up. The biggest one is the one with Rob Gauthier as a special guest. He's been postponed a week later to the 23rd of May. So we will just put your calendars a week back for that one. That's starting at 3 p.m. EST, so just a little bit later. Other events are the 8th Kind event, which is on the 20th, Council of the 8th Kind, which is on the 20th of June, with Jim channeling Lakesh with Rob. And also Jim is appearing on his radio show on the 27th of May, the Enlightenment Evolution Network. Okay, I think I got that right. So I want to introduce, we got Zenaida with us today, we got Shron, our beautiful Sabrina, we got Noha all the way from Middle East, our new friend Matt. Welcome, Matt. Also have Karen from Holland, and Gabriel from Sweden, and we have Casey. I'm not sure where Casey's from. I think America, but and stuff. So yeah, also I'm doing a channeling webinar for old and new members. So if anyone's interested, get on the website. I'm going to be doing a 3 to 4 hour webinar on unblocking your own potentials to channel, what's needed to do that, to connect yourself to your higher self. I'm going to be using this fellow right here to give some examples. His name is Echo Bear. He's one of the world's first channeling teddy bears. And if I can do this, you can do it. So sign up on the webinar for that. Sabrina, I want to give it all to you now. And Jim, please.
Welcome, everybody. So as Rowie said, we will be bringing today a hybrid child. I think Girk Fitneer has already decided who that will be. So I think one thing to keep in mind is to remember that this is a child, or even if it's a teenager, he's not familiar with everything, and he might not be familiar with our customs and the way we speak and those kinds of things. So please be clear with your questions. Try and keep them short. Don't ask them personal questions about yourself, because they might just not know. And when I'm trying everyone not to start asking questions of them, because we don't want to confuse them either. So let's just keep that in mind, because they are children after all. They're not completely familiar with how we function. So I just wanted to put that out there. Jim, do you have anything to say?
I'm Takar. Good morning and evening to you all.
Good morning, evening. I
just want to explain what is going to happen. We told Jim, but he does not have a grasp of it completely, so we've decided to come and tell you ourselves. First of all, 3 different hybrid people will be coming. They will giving you a view of what it's like to have grown up in a hybrid situation on a planet. They will give you a view of what it is like to grow up in a hybrid situation on a spaceship. And they will also be giving you a view of what they feel as a child that their view of their life is like as a child on different places. We have one person in particular that has been on a planet and a spaceship and has been moving through different areas because their birth parents are travelers and executives. So this will be what you will learn today. Also, how in the future hybrid children will be intermingling with humanity and what the purpose of this is. There is many purposes for hybridization at this time. And all of these questions will be answered for you. And you may ask questions of your own. However, we are just letting you know what things will be covered. You may not recognize these hybrid children or adults as they come, but they will be informative. We're trying to stay away from being too personal today because that would skew the information. Having someone tell you their experiences outside of your family might be more worthwhile. And so that is how we are looking at it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Very good. The first entity hybrid person that we're going to bring through is an adult and has been around for several years, has lived in the colony on Era, and will tell you how life is on Era and how they were brought up and the different things about their lives that are interesting. Now, you will understand that we will bring a Pleiadian first, then a Yahyel hybrid, and then a Lyran hybrid. So that gives you 3 different views because of different outstanding viewpoints. This should be enough. If others are necessary to answer questions, such as Reptilians or Arcturians, it is possible for us to bring a couple in. But at this point, we are planning for 3. Is that understood?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
that...
and how long do you want every being to be here so we can manage to get all of them, not having
that
them
will
too
be
long?
That will be up to your leaders. Because time is not of an essence of the same thing on these worlds as it is for you. So they may not understand your concept of time. You must control that in your own ways.
Okay, Takar. Thank you.
I will bring the elder first, because he will have the most information about how childhood, adolescence, and adulthood was on Era. Is that all right?
Yes.
One moment, please. Namaste, and have a wonderful learning experience.
Namaste.
My name is Philander Fensheen. My human name is Genio. I am from the planet Era. I was born of hybrid Pleiadian parents. And my mother is named Genoa.
Very Welcome.
Yes, I am in relation to your planet about 30 of your years old. Perhaps a little older, but not much. My youth was very interesting, as my parents were Lyrans and live on the planet Era, not far from where the civil wars were. However, we were not involved. But the news of the wars always came to us. But as a child, it was a very happy upbringing. There are other species on Era that also intermingle with us. The Lyrans, the Arcturians. Actually, there are a few friendly Reptilians, and the Yahyel, of course, are second most populous on the planet. So I had many friends that were not of the same species. And I was different because I have Pleiadian looks with also mingled with human looks as well. The Pleiadian color, blue, silver, I am more of a lighter color, more pale white than most. And I was very happy to be this way because it set me apart from the others, and there is really no diversity here as far as pointing out differences. We are all accepted for who we are, and I was loved for who I was, in the sense that I was different and my thought patterns were slightly askewed from those of other species, but it was a good thing because many people learned from my different thought patterns, and my parents let me develop but trained me well on how to communicate with others. There are several languages spoken here, Pleiadian and Yahyel being the most dominant or the most prevalent. So therefore, I have learned also my parents' home language, English, and other languages as well from Earth, but everyone seems to be taught English on your planet, so that is what I learned the most, to be able to communicate with most people. So therefore, I, as an adolescent, found that there was many things that I wanted to learn about my home planet, parents of my home planet, because the things of Era are sometimes less active in some ways, and I learned much about your third dimensional activities and brought them to Era in some ways. I especially liked your basketball. Basketball was very intriguing to me because it was much movement much of the time. No one stops moving. And yet there is an objective to hit a target with a ball. Very peaceful, yet very energetic. So I brought that to the planet Era, where it becomes very popular within some areas. And it is now a game played frequently, and much laughter comes from it because we are not nearly as coordinated as humans. So we laugh much about basketball. We are always tangling legs, and fortunately, we changed the matting on our floors to be rubber so that when we fall, it is not so harmful to the body. So therefore, other things that I would like to you to know is social problems. Yes, we have social problems as well. We bring our own personalities to everything, and therefore there is disagreements. But it is not like what is on Earth. The war on our planet is much less violent than you might consider a war on your planet. There are no big bombs and explosions. There are people being harmed, but it is in a way that is more vibrational and more in the sense that the waves of energy are harmful to them. So they are not being exploded upon, but they are being harmed by wavelengths, which now have very much subsided. Please ask me questions. I do not know where to go from here because there are so many things I could tell you, and I do not know what aspects you are interested in.
Sabrina, would you like to go first?
Go ahead, Roy.
Okay, I have some really amazing questions from Slava, the person that creates our website so that all this magic can happen. He would like to ask in his first question, can you please share with us your vision on these questions? He would like to ask you, how do you interact with your human parents? Or perhaps you would like to share how others' children interact with their human parents.
That is an excellent question. Our human parents come to us in astral form, but they have been with us many times. Even though they may not remember, we remember them. There is a ritual that is done at the time of understanding when we are young, when we understand who we are and why we are different from others. Our parents and some other humans come and give us our human names and bring us energy from humanity, which is somewhat different. Then there is a small ritual that they share the name and the meaning of the name that they give the name to us, and we share with them our understanding of it. Then we trade places in the symbol of being one with each other. They now being Pleiadian and I now being human. We change places in the sense that we will interact within our cultures. Also, there are times before that when the parents come and hold us, speak to us, and let us know that they are bonding with us, and actually give some human information to the Pleiadian parents that we have so that they can understand how to bring us up a little better in the culture of humanity, but still stay within the Aryan culture, the Pleiadian understandings and beliefs. We also learn about the human beliefs and learn how we feel, and our parents let us decide which parts of those beliefs that we want to accept and which part of those beliefs that we do not. Many times we misunderstand the parts of the beliefs, and our parents must explain to us the beginnings and the understandings of what these beliefs are. So therefore, we have much interaction, but not on a weekly, as you would call it, or sometimes not even monthly basis because of the way things are set up on our planet. But we do have interaction when we request it. And sometimes there are those that request more often than others. I myself request monthly visitations because I find my human mother very interesting. Now, Is there another part to that question that I did not answer?
Can you hear or feel when human parents or your parents that are not on your planet speaking to you or think of you in the heart?
There are times, because the ritual does connect us in a spiritual way, and in an emotional way, and in some ways a physical way, because we connect vibrations. There is a part of my vibration that is now part of my mother, and a part of my vibration that she is part of me. Do you understand that? So we do have that kind of contact, and I feel her emotions when she thinks of me. I may not know exactly what she is saying, but I know those thoughts are coming to me, and if I am sensitive enough, eventually I will be able to interpret them into my own language. However, she will not reach that level of understanding yet, but she will know if I think of her by an emotional response.
Thank you so much. That's such amazing definitions and clarity. I mean, it's going to help so many people out there that are exploring the hybrid questions and possible realities.
I do have a question for you. Because I am still learning about Earth, but I want to know if you feel our emotions strongly when we send our love. Do you feel us? I sense that you do feel us, that
Yes,
you do feel that emotion when we call your name or sense you. And many of my hybrid friends also feel you and understand your warmth toward us. We feel very loved by our human parents as well. It would appear that humanity loves their children very much.
yes,
Yes,
I
we
would
do.
like to address your question. I most definitely do sense the emotion and the messages from my hybrid child. I don't believe they are in error with you.
Wonderful. I would like to get to know your hybrid child.
Thoughts and emotions are coming from, but I can say I do most definitely receive the love that is sent, and I also do have some communication with the parents, which is very
Wonderful.
precious to me. Yes, yes.
My
So thank you
parents
for asking.
also have communication with my earthly mother and find it quite interesting and enlightening because the views are so different yet so loving.
I have a question for you. Are you planning to come and visit here on Earth someday?
Yes,
And what
after first contact, we plan to visit our human parents, but first there must be peace and understanding that we are coming. There will be others to tell you about this situation, but I do know many things about it. There are other people that will talk to you about this interaction in the future, but we will be coming to one place together and then be dispersed to our different places on the planet. And some of you know about where this place will be, and some of you do not. There will be more than one location for first contact, but there will be only one place for the hybrid children, and that will be a safe place and beyond a stargate that is already set up for this particular event.
is it possible for those people who doesn't have hybrid children to connect to the hybrid and communicate and connect with their enemies? Because I feel I don't have a hybrid child yet to connect
I
to.
understand that. Connecting with hybrid children is not difficult. If you move into the astral realms, into the human colonies, you can be connected with astral children there. Because astral children are on all the starships, hybrid children, I should say, and you can connect with them and speak to them on your free time. It might be interesting because their parents would not be troubled by them speaking to you if it is in a very positive way.
I'm looking forward meeting them in physical and connect to them.
I
I feel
believe
it doesn't have to be only the parents and the children. It could be everyone connected to everyone.
that connection is already done. When a light worker sends out light, it connects with everyone in the universe. The universe is connected by the light. No matter how far or near you are, that light never stops moving and traveling and meeting others. It is much like a shadow of the oversoul, which never stops moving and never stops meeting all those around, and never stops connecting with everything in the universe. This we learn at a very early age. Are there other questions for me?
𝗪𝗘𝗧.
Yes, yes. Hello, dear. This is 𝗪𝗘𝗧.
Hello, 𝗪𝗘𝗕𝗓.
My question for you, I was surprised when you said that you're going to be there after the first contact, not during the first contact, because I thought you would be helping us in this mission.
We will be helped being in the mission, but not at the very moment of first contact. Our development is to be protected from that moment. There are things that could go wrong, and the children and those that are hybrids will be protected. We must not be harmed. There is good reason for these things.
The follow-up question for this is, you have the ability to morph yourself, so if you look different from humanity, from us human beings, so can you morph yourself? That would be helpful.
There are a few hybrids that can morph themselves. However, this is not what we prefer. We would prefer to show you our true selves.
This is it. Thank you very much. Well appreciated.
Much love. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Speak very loudly because they will not be able to hear you otherwise.
Was there a conscious intention by your Earth parents to have you?
There was an intention, yes. Although it was before the contact period of hybridization with Girk Fitneer, I am part of Girk Fitneer beyond that. I am not sure if I'm making myself clear. But yes, the strength of her will was such that she wanted a hybrid child, and so it was given. She had visited the ships astrally, and they had visited her before the time of disapproval.
So this is common where there's a conscious intention, but how about where there is not a conscious intention, which is more what I have heard of?
There are subconscious intentions, but actually some of these subconscious intentions come to the surface. That's when they are found. That's when they are read. And sometimes that's when they are conceived. Because at that time, many people were collecting genetic specimens from Earth, not only those from Girk Fitneer, but other species as well. There is a library of DNA from Earth that is very extensive. Therefore, the people that wanted hybrid children received it if their DNA was acceptable.
So in order to have a hybrid child, it is not so much to save a race, it's to create more of a collaboration.
No, it is to save the race. Not one race, but many races. As you will learn, the hybridization process will bring about a greater and more powerful galaxy, not in the sense that we want war or to be overpowering to other races, but genetically more superior. As our races combine, we become more of a community of light. As the species combine and the hybrids continue to spread the immunity of some diseases around the galaxy, then they become stronger and much more able to interact with every species. Do you understand?
That makes sense.
And therefore, this interaction will bring peace to the galaxy, as it will combine the races and not have them be diverse as they are now. The diversity is a challenge, but when we bring many species together, all of these different species have relationships with other species, and will realize the interaction is becoming that of a true and beautiful species of one.
Because you're combining in third dimension, sixth dimension, all these different dimensional.
And there will be combining of dimensions as well, bringing a new dimension into reality.
Very much.
Okay, are we ready to ask another question?
Wendy.
Yes, hi,
Wendy.
thank you. I'm pleased that you're here. I'm pleased that you are here with us today. I was feeling a very emotional response to your presence when you came into the hangout, as if we've been together or I've taught with you. I was just wondering, is this part of what we would be feeling when we're connecting with our hyper children?
Yes, let me explain why you felt that. You have been to Era and felt the vibration of the planet. The vibration of Era is different than the vibration of Earth. The sensitivities to the different species are much more amplified to Earthlings because they are coming into a different dimension of understanding. When you come into a teaching position, you are given many of the vibrations of the children to learn how to communicate with them and how to blend with them so that your information moves through them in a very positive and understood way. Therefore, when I came into the hangout, you could feel that same sort of vibration that the planet has, because I carry that with me.
Thank you for that beautiful explanation. And yes, it was an overwhelming feeling of joy and love and gratitude. So thank you very much.
You are welcome. I appreciate your feeling as well, because we are connected by the fact that you have been to Era to teach. So therefore you are united with the energies of Era and bring them with you always when you speak to anyone on the planet.
Thank you for sharing that information.
Is it Genoa, your name?
Genoa.
Genoa. I have another question for you, another question from Slava. He has some fantastic questions today. How did you feel when you learned that you have parents on another planet, parents which you have never probably seen before?
I met them early on in their astral form. It is only my mother that is a DNA donor. I met her early and was told who she was at an early age, but did not quite understand until the time of understanding. And then we exchanged names and exchanged places. And therefore, when I was in total realization of her vibration and origin, then I could understand the happiness of my own planet in a little better way, because her feelings and understandings are with me to bring diversity to this planet era that I am on now. And I am thankful for her diversity in sharing understandings with others and the density of her emotion.
So how did that feel? So what did you feel to parents? Which, oh yes, okay, you've answered that question for me. Thank you. No, that's absolutely amazing. Would anyone else like to ask a question before we ask for the next entity to come through?
I would love to ask one.
Yes.
Thank you for being here today. We're really excited to have you.
I am happy to be here and happy to explain things to you and give you a greater understanding of who we are as hybrid people.
I would love to ask you, what is your inspiration in life? What do you aspire to do?
There's many things that inspire me. My mother is very much into music. I send her music, but the music here is different than what you experience on your planet. It is much more dimensional in the sense that it can be in front of you and in back of you and inside of you all at once and caress you if you so desire. You can make your music here in many different ways. You can bring it in all around you. You can bring it in front of you. You can make it picturesque or colorful, or you can make it into geometric shapes that dance all around you. But you can also bring it in as pastoral, as you would say, and bring it in as light and energy and beauty. There's so many things, and I've given my mother some understanding of this, but I bring her music here and transform it into many different ways so that I can understand where she is from, and it's very enlightening, and I understand who she is in a much greater way, and it gives me much excitement, as you can understand, because I am a creator of music, and I am a creator of the thought densities within sound and vibration. So therefore, that is my highest purpose, is to bring energies and thoughts to people through music that they would not have experienced before. And I am learning how to do it in different ways than were ever created before because of my hybridization. I can bring back the past from human culture and make it into a future in Pleiadia.
Can you sing a song to our members from our community here during our? It would be nice if you can sing to all of us here.
It would not be in the same dimension as what I would hear it in, but if you would like to hear a melody, the thing is about this is you would only hear one perception of the music. You would only hear one voice, where there are many. You would only hear one density when there are thousands in some senses, because you can reach deeply within the music and actually caress the notes as they go by, if you are doing it correctly and know about it in the way that we know about it. But there are melodies that we've taken from Earth and taken from other places that we have integrated into our society that are much loved and beautiful personally and dimensionally and within society. It is a lovely thing. But one small phraseology of notes would not give you the depth of understanding from where we come from. But if you would like to hear a small melody, that would be fine. It would not give you any idea of what is the true sound.
That would be interesting. But it could bring some positivity in it.
Yes.
So thank you.
One moment. Mondajondi Yahuwah Hatika Roshundurdu do Bomun Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
That was
Thank you.
very
Thank you so
Namaste.
much.
Thank you.
very small, very third dimensional sounding to me.
Yeah, it felt very strange for me hearing it in a very cool way. So thank you so much for that experience.
You are
It's not
welcome.
often we get the opportunity to listen to a song sung from another planet. So, I mean, that's just absolutely fantastic. Genoa Namaste, my hybrid brother, from one hybrid to another. It's
Yes.
been an absolute honor and pleasure to have your presence and color shine with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank- I will bring in the next. It is a female.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste. And hello, mother.
Welcome, dear one.
Welcome. Who is your mother?
Tutidaduru, uraru.
Te akari okona no kokua kali kiona na katokuaka.
I'm Cha. I am about 18 of your years of age. I am Arcturian and human. And you sutitita atiara tatantiasa.
Kyokoro akana na katokua lana. Kosia kalana nanako.
Yesi kokowia. Ariatata sojo diambiam papa. Pokoro dudu. They say to me, speak in English so everyone understands.
Yes. But thank you for your language.
Yes, I am.
You are?
You are
Go
welcome.
ahead.
I am from a spaceship that also comes to planets as well. I would like to tell you about my existence being born in a spaceship is unusual. As you might understand, not all children born in a spaceship is normal, but I have many friends here. So there's many of us born here now. I see many young children here now that were not here when I was earlier in age. But now I see that my bringing up was very lovely. I got to learn many things, but I saw many planets that others did not see, and I saw many holograms of many things in my learning, which I'm still doing actually, that are very beautiful and very unique. So thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. I've come here to answer questions because I have no idea what you want to know.
How has the human part of you, how has that helped you?
Ah, the third density part. Yes, it has given me a greater sense of emotion. It has brought me a greater sense of what third dimension is about. Because fourth dimension can be very light and move very softly through existence in some ways, not always. But the density of your third dimension brings an attitude to me that is actually more understanding because I can see it from more perspectives. And therefore, I have to stop myself sometimes and understand things from many dimensions and perspectives because I've seen many dimensions and many perspectives. And therefore, I am an ambassador among the children of 18 and 20 and that age approximately Earth time, and so I can communicate. It has helped me with my communication skills. Yes, much, much, much.
What is the name of the starship you're on? Is it an Arcturian starship?
No, it's a Girk Fitneerian starship. We are over Asia, and we are very happy to be helping with weather-related items, volcanic. They have many earthquakes here. So we are very much involved with the weather also, the volcanic reactions as well. So yes, that is what I am learning to be an ambassador of sorts.
Nice.
And I hope to come to Earth before first contact if I am given permission, because I know how to speak to many different cultures now. I am an intercultural learning student of your planet.
Very nice. Can you tell us who your mother is or no?
Her name is Michelle.
Is she aware of you?
Yes, she is aware of me.
Do you get to spend time with her?
The same as all the others. She comes astrally. There was a time when I was around 10 years old, I did physically visit her because it was before the time of disapproval. And I did stop and visit her. She did not know I was her child, but I did talk to her and speak to her and was finding her as a great lady. And then later, after I had left, I let her know that it was me, and she was very thrilled. And she said she actually knew there was something about me that she knew was a very great connection. And we had such a very lovely time together. And I tried to visit her again, but it was not possible. We had
Sounds
moved.
like you enjoyed it.
Yes, we had moved away from the planet at that time. And I was in space for a while without any planetary contact for a number of Earth years. But it is fine. We still contact each other astrally.
What was it like to grow up on the ship? How did you feel amongst others that were near to you, which many of us call family?
Yes, there's many families on the ships. You might not think so, but all the different species do have their mates with them. Not all bring their mates and children, but many do because they do not want to be separated, and many because of their beliefs and understanding of what their culture represents must bring their children and family with them. So therefore there are children and family everywhere, and growing up on the ship is like we all meet together in a certain place because, as you know, on a planet there are as many places that you can just roam. On a ship there must be restrictions so that you cannot go certain places, but there are many places that we can go to visit and enjoy ourselves one with another. There are places for the children, and there are places for the adolescents, and there are places for the adults. And we all come together in other places that are communal areas that we can all come together and meet. And many times on a spaceship, you will find that there is some differences of opinion because cultures must be maintained, as you know, and on a planet they sort of intermix a little more, and on a spaceship they remain separated a little more. Does that make sense to you? Because they may remain separated because they are on an artificial sphere, and so it's not home-like, it's not planet-like, so there is more differences. So that I could understand. They explained to us that when we were just very young.
Is it a 3D spaceship, 4D?
It's fourth dimensional.
Would you say?
Our spaceship is about 4 miles long and about 2 miles across.
Mountains, lakes.
We do have things of that simulated in our places. It is understood that they are simulated.
Okay, so you don't have real plants and...
Oh yes, real plants, definitely yes.
Okay.
And real animals, but the mountains are simulated. They are not actually taken from a planet. They are made by the different species. And there are different places to show their homelands because not all homelands look the same, and therefore they must go to their place where it shows their homeland so that they can understand that they are not as homesick being at that place. The spaces are many hundreds of yards, as you would say, and they are interactive in many things, and their plant lives are re-established. They're actually brought from their home world and cultured by those people interested in doing such things.
Have you been to
Do you get to travel to other planets as well, or only on the ship?
What did you say? Too many voices.
Been to your home planet in Arcturian?
Not yet, but I will.
Okay. We have a question from Matt next. If Matt, are you ready to ask?
Yes, actually, I was wondering, what's something that you would love to experience on Earth with your family or friends that no one ever has, yet?
I would like to go to an Earth city. I would like to experience what it is like to walk among the people of Earth, to feel the energies that are there, and experience the things that they call their cultures. Because I do learn about the different cultures, but to be there would be such a wonderful thing, especially in places like Paris. I would like to go to Paris. I would like to go to London. I would like to go to Hong Kong. And I would like to go to New York City. And I would like to walk among the energies there because the energies there are so different. They've been taught what the energies are like. We have a sample of what they are like because the vibration has been replicated. However, it's not like the real thing, I do not think.
And one more question. Other than basketball, is there any other sport that you would just love to try?
Oh, yes. We have many of your sports, like swimming and something similar to baseball. And we have something similar to soccer as well, but it's not called the same thing. But your football, we have nothing like that. It's a little rougher than anything that we have. But I would like to try tennis.
Well, if you get a cricket side up, I'm really up for arranging an intergalactic cricket match. So if
like basketball, you're always moving, always moving. Those things interest us because many of the sports that are always moving have fallen by the way in the past. And we are not as interested in them as something that we can bring in that is new. Therefore, tennis. Go.
Can I ask, what about hockey?
Hockey. Oh, yes, on the ice. That looks dangerous to me.
I would love to play with you.
If you would run over somebody's toes, they would be gone. I see that we would not. Ice skates look dangerous to us, so we are not quite as interested in hockey as we are on some other things.
Yeah, danger is one of the thrills that we seek when it comes to playing our sports and such. Sometimes the more dangerous the sport, the more addictive or the more passionate people are about competing in that event or that kind of sport. But your feet are protected, ice hockey. They are protected.
A third density flaw, in my opinion. But because danger should not be part of your fun, I just do not see it that way. However, third density has its quirks.
Do some of the hybrid children come to Earth and stay for a while, perhaps morph so they're not as...
They were not permitted to stay, no. Many of them that are older have visited, yes, but not stayed because the governments would not allow that. They had to change their identities and look to come to the Earth, and it is not possible to keep that look for a long time. At least they did not want to keep that look for a long time. Do you understand as why it would be like living in something unreal? So being unreal is not something that we are taught to do. We are taught to be ourselves, and that who we are is the perfect self of us, and that we continue and move forward in our perfection as life goes on.
And so you're all waiting for first contact where there'll be the ability to mingle.
Yes, where we'll be able to show ourselves as who we truly are.
Thank you.
Hello, I have a question.
Yeah.
How are you?
I am great.
I was wondering on a couple activities if you would find excitement or the experience how it would be as skydiving and water skiing.
Falling out of the sky? Yay. Sounds fun. We actually do that, but in a very different way. We float down. We do not fall in of great speed. But we go to a high place and we float and meditate and we bring colors around us. It can be very wonderful. Yes. We have that we actually have that skydiving, but it's not the same.
I know. What about like water skiing or snorkeling?
Oh, we can float across the water, yes. But we do not use skis. We can do it from, we can propel ourselves across the water without any sort of thing on our feet. But yes, that is, and we ride upon the water as well. It is one of the things that is enjoyable, yes. Some of the waters of different species are different. They do not like it as much. Different.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yes. Your third density, love. Love. I witness it all the time that people are saying they love, but then there's way different actions between different couples. Their expression of love is very different one to another. Why is this so?
Society.
Is this some part of the culture that I have to learn more about?
Well, there are cultural differences to begin with.
Yes.
So different cultures express love between couples in different ways.
Yes. But it is, why is the action so different in their perception of love? That is the part I do not understand. They perceive each other in such different ways so many times.
Many people on this planet are taught to learn to love other things before they are taught to love themselves. From this concept of loving something else first, we grow attachment towards other things rather than learning that we matter, and thus they get hooked on losing something. So in fact, what they think is love is a distorted view of love, and it's more of a fear of loss, and thus create a more. And this is why a lot of people are very confused, and a lot of the messages have been done this way by religions to actually control people on this planet, and that's my personal view. That might not be the view of other people.
That is a very sad explanation. Sad.
I would also say that due to the range of emotions that we have, also those influence the reactions towards each other at times. So that can also change how a couple reacts to each other. And yeah, so when you add that, when you add the culture, when you add what Roy was talking about, it creates many variables.
This adds another dimension to my learning skills pattern, agenda, whatever the word is that most fits. So,
I'm sorry, what did you say?
This adds another dimension to my learning.
We've helped you expand?
Yes.
Titia takarara shituaya. Wow, shoto te bikititi.
Tio koto nanaki. Kia alia katanana. Kutu wasike katu olokono. Usia katanana. Yoku atani yokutuku. Eno kutuku.
Pupotupuku. Titrata shotuta. Oh, they're telling me to speak English again. But it is time for another question. I have recorded that what you have said about love, and this is a great concern for me between the species, because as we unite as hybrids and species, these things will be overcome in some senses, I am hoping.
Yes.
Perhaps the human side will become more dominant, but we're hoping that it will blend. At this point, I see that they blend more than dominate. However, there are certain human and alien, if you prefer the word extraterrestrials, that do have dominant human features or dominant human patterns of emotion. So this will be something to study.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be a concern, because I think also the way that you are brought up, the way you are taught as a child, determines a great deal on how you behave towards each other. So I would not concern myself too much, because if the child is loved and taught well and taught how to express love, then when it has relationships, it's very different.
Yes. Do you want me to experience something third dimensional?
Yes.
Yes.
We have what we call candy. So these are called gummy bears. So you take one in your hand and you put it in your mouth. So you'll have to put it in Jim's mouth. Exactly. There you go.
And chew.
It is a tart flavor. Chew.
Keep chewing.
Oh.
Masticate.
It does not want to chew, it bounces. It bounces in your mouth.
It does. Children here love that.
They like bouncing in your mouth.
Yes.
It is an interesting flavor. I like it. But it's not like anything that I've ever tasted before.
Do you get to play with children here on Earth as well? In the astral?
I have not played with children on the Earth. Although children are aware of us, they have often tried to reach us, but that interaction is not appropriate yet. First of all, we must get to know them. We get them in trouble if we try to play with them, because then they tell their parents that they see us, and then they get in trouble for lying, because nothing is seen by the parents and they are making things up, and then they are taught that this is bad, and so they are confused because they actually see us. So we do not try to interact that way, because it gets the children in trouble and makes them sad.
Do you have a message for their parents, possibly?
Don't make them sad.
Don't do that. Believe them.
When they tell you that we are there, then the children can see things because of their innocence that they have not blocked from their sight, which humans tend to block from their sight once they get older because they think it's unreal or that it's not appropriate. But children do not know that it is unreal or inappropriate, so they grasp the true reality of our existence. So do not make them feel bad.
So we have something else to sample. This is called chocolate.
Chocolate.
So, and again, you put it in your mouth.
In your mouth?
Yes.
It is a strange shape.
Yes, it is.
It looks like a nipple. Arcturian nipples look like this.
Noted.
So you eat it.
Yes.
You'll like this.
Same as before.
So much for keeping it PG.
Right.
Mmm. That is a good flavor.
We love chocolate here on Earth.
Oh yes, we love chocolate very much here on Earth.
The experience from the taste buds of this one bring it a very delightful. Yes, it's a good presence. It's melty.
That's what we feel when we eat chocolate.
If I were here on Earth, I would eat chocolate all the time.
Once a day.
Yes.
Yes, we eat it as often as possible.
Yes. Does it have medical properties?
Did you feel the endorphins release?
Actually, it does.
Yes.
It does seem to have medical properties.
It actually
It
affects our mood. It affects our mood. It actually triggers our endorphins, if you will, and dopamine that makes us feel good inside. And chocolate is one of our triggers here on Earth that does that for us.
I did read about chocolate, but I never experienced it. I will have to put it in my studies.
And dark cocoa is also a very, it's a beneficial health for our physical bodies as well. The actual components of cocoa which is what chocolate is comprised.
Yes. I have studied chocolate and its properties and things of that nature, but I had not experienced it. I remember now that it is medically and part of a good physiology in some forms, but not in all forms.
That's right.
Correct. Yes. And in moderation.
Yes.
And this is called peppermint. Again, you put it in your mouth, and it's
more.
Well, why don't you just give her the balloon?
It looks like a small
chili.
Creature. It looks like a small sea creature from Era.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Interesting. Nice.
It does look like that. A seashell.
It looks like a small sea creature. Do I eat? It's not a small sea creature, right?
No.
It's not.
No, it's candy.
Interesting. It goes well with the chocolate.
Yes, it does. There is chocolate mint.
Yakata.
I put both.
Can you please try water, please, for Jim?
Don't let him choke.
One moment, I'm experiencing.
Yes, we don't want him choking.
Yeah, that'll take him a minute.
Yep.
Maybe spit it out, Will. If it's too long, otherwise we might be here for 5 minutes.
It's okay.
That's true too. There's no time where they are.
Are you done experiencing?
I spit it out now. Is that the tradition?
No, that is not the tradition, but
it might take a long time for you to eat it if you keep it in the mouth. And
I understand. I cannot speak when it's there. Yes.
Yes.
I have a quick question. Do you participate in meditation practices of any kind, where you actually still the mind and like we do here? And if you do, would it be possible to connect with you in one of our meditations?
It is possible, yes. but you would have to know when we are meditating as well. We can join you when we know you are meditating. However, that's not often.
Okay, well, bring out the ice cream.
Another experience.
We did not bring ice cream, but we have what we call a balloon.
This is not food.
It's not food.
You would need something to... Oh.
We play with that. We throw it up in the air.
It's a tradition for us to have balloons on your birthday. So when you celebrate a revolution around the sun on the day of your birth, we blow up lots of balloons for the birthday person.
It is rubber with trace elements inside with oxygen. Ah, it seems like the air that you would breathe. Exhaled air. Exhaled air.
I blew them up this morning.
Yes. Ah, you created the size.
Yes. Just a minute. And you can, one of the games we play is throwing it up in the air and trying to have it not touch the ground. And so everyone takes turns in hitting it up in the air.
Oh. Okay. It is very pretty.
So here's how it comes from the store. And we put this end in our mouth and we blow.
We have something similar to that, except it's not rubber.
And then to keep the air in, we tie the end. We can let it go. Sometimes kids want to just...
Aerodynamic. But not well trained.
So how do you see things when you're here in this third density?
It is interesting. There are different colors here. Our colors are not quite as bright.
Is it fuzzy? Is it sharp?
Well, these, I see through this density eyes. It seems very blurry.
Yes.
Yes. Dear one, do you have a name? I'm not sure we asked what your name was.
Yes.
Or what you
Just call me 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗡𝗡𝗧.
Welcome, Pleiadian. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming through today. Would anyone else have another question for Pleiadian?
Want to do some Arcturian, please?
That is a very happy sound.
Yeah.
Lyrans? Hello?
Hello.
Did you try water?
Did I try what?
Water.
It's... no...
Try water then, please. For Jim. He needs it.
Water. What your planet is mostly made of, with the salt and the water and different elements. I am not sure I would like experiencing that.
The water we drink is not the one from the ocean. We drink let's say a less saltier water, but it's not the most pure that maybe what you might drink. Can we ask you a question? What fluids would you drink?
Fluids.
We must consume water on a daily basis.
Yes, the earthly part of me, the human side, understands hydration in all its forms, and we do have hydration in all its forms here. I do not think we have this particularly.
You put the cup up to your mouth.
Yes, yes, I understand.
Okay.
It has very little flavor.
Yes, in fact, the purer the water, the less flavor it actually has. It's from the other contents of minerals that actually give water flavor.
Do I sense other elements in the water other than what is in the ocean waters? Yes. There is different elements. Take it.
Okay, you like it. You know, if it's blessed, it's a different taste.
I did not hear that. It was very muffled.
Noah, you have to speak a bit louder, please.
I said, if it's been blessed, it's been different. It will be different taste.
Yes. I understand, yes. Different purifications of water come in different flavors. Yes. I must go so that the last person can come.
Yes. Thank you for coming. We enjoyed your presence. We enjoyed your energy.
Hope we can connect and meet someday.
So.
Very many blessings to you, and keep your happy spirit, whoever that was. Yeah. It was nice chatting. I enjoyed all your cultural differences as well, as I met each one of you that there is a face, and felt your different vibrations. Interesting.
Here is my face. I did the Arcturian happiness to you.
You see, it is not even frightening to me.
I get very happy when I speak Arcturian, so I hope I can speak it with you somewhat.
Yes, there is a Yahyel that looks very similar to you up here. He has the same ears.
I wish we could have asked you what you look like and for you to describe what you look like. That would have been very interesting. But if it's time to go, we understand. But if you could answer that, that would be fantastic.
I have an orangey color skin. You have peachy color skin. We have orangey color skin. We are shorter, but with the human element, I'm a little taller than most of the Arcturians that I know because I am of Earth hybridization, and so therefore, instead of only being 5 foot tall, I am about 5'5". And for a girl, that is tall.
Your arms, your legs.
Yes, I have them.
What do they look like?
Arms and legs. But they look like arms and legs. I do not know how to describe them differently, but they are not as thick as your arms and legs. They're thinner. I have 5 fingers now. Yes. And 5 toes.
Do you have a digestive system? And
Of course, yes. We have many of the same features as your body. Yes, we don't have as much hair on the body or on the head or in the ears.
do you have to eat to maintain?
Yes, we need fuel as well. But I must go now. They are saying my time is up.
Thank you for your good spirit.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you. Much love.
Much love. Yes. Tu ya shashitia kavarotur titiasia tata. Goodbye. You have a pretty voice too. Thank you. Goodbye.
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 Okay, guys. If I know there's other people wanting to come in. I don't know if anybody's had their questions that are already answered. So if we could allow other people in, that would be really great.
Yes. Like that, others can get to speak with the hybrid. I know Sarah wanted to come in, so
She's already been in and she went out. But this
she went out
one
so that
space-
Wendy could come in. So
Yeah, so if
but it
somebody
would be
asks a
good
question,
if
people, I would
others
like you to
made
drop.
room for others to ask
My
questions.
turn. My turn. My turn.
Yes, your turn.
Is it my turn? Oh, it's my turn.
Welcome. This is.
I'm. Hi. Yeah.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, bless. Well,
You can start with your name if
I'm
you
Kila.
like.
My name is Kila.
Greetings, Philip.
Kila. I am how old? On Earth years or my years? In Earth years, let me figure it out. I am 6 Earth years.
Oh,
6
wonderful.
Earth years. Yes.
Very nice. And where
6
are you
Earth. I am. I'm Yahyel. Yes. I am Yahyel. We share more DNA with you than anyone else. So, they brought a Yahyel younger person because they figured I would be a little bit more able to connect as a child.
Tell us about your life.
My life? I sleep. I talk to my friends, and I'm very good with a lot of things. I'm very intelligent. I've learned a lot of things. I'm very, very mathematical. I'm learning how to be a starship person. I want to be on a starship. I like starships. Starships are fun. So, and I'm a little embarrassed, but I am from several different places. I have been on a planet called 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗓, and I've been on a spaceship, and now I'm back on 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗓. But it's been fun. Had a good time on the spaceship. Yep.
Very nice. So, who are your parents?
They are 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗓 and Hucolo.
And are they on 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗓?
Yes. They're here with me.
Very nice.
They're watching as I'm doing my first talk.
Greetings to your parents, and thank them for letting you do this.
They say, okie dokie.
who are your human parents?
I had a male human parent named Frederick.
And where does Frederick live?
He lives in England.
Does he know of you?
I'm not sure. Sometimes I think he does, and other times I'm not sure.
And
what is your favorite thing to do?
Oh, I like jumping on the schema.
And what is a schema?
It's a bouncy thing. It's a bouncy thing. I like jumping up and down because it's a lot of fun, and I flip over and I do all kinds of tricks. And what is this? Ew, it looks like a scoopa.
We call it a teddy bear.
A teddy bear. It looks like a scoopa.
Scupa. And where are Scupas from?
They're from my planet, but they're not this color.
What color are they?
They're more brownish, greenish, brown, greenish, brown.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is turquoise.
Very nice.
I like turquoise because turquoise is a very bright color, and turquoise is good. I like it.
It's
Do you have a favorite?
very clever to be able to say that word.
Well, I learned lots of words. I learned how to speak your language early because they said that one day my mathematical abilities will help me to be on a starship. So that would be one of the things that I would want to learn. Is I learned like 4 languages already, and I learned Arcturian, and I learned English, and I learned Yahyel, of course. That's my mom and dad's language. And then I also learned Lyran. But I'm learning other languages too because I want to speak them all.
That's very special. Well, I look forward to finding out that you're flying your spaceship.
You do? Cool.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Do you have any interest in crystals?
Oh, crystals are all around. Yes, crystals, very powerful. They're part of the math because, you see, in technology, we use crystals a lot, and there's a lot of mathematical algorithms that go with the use of crystals. And the different, you call them grids, we call them something else, but they are in different offset vibrations to one another so that they can be effective in use to one another. Then we actually collaborate with other stones that have equal powers and intent. You see, the intent of the crystals in those stones are very important also. We also imbue them with technology to increase their or amplify their intentions.
So what do you think of this?
A 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 with Uka on it.
This is Jim's Herkimer diamond with dolomite on the edge.
Ooh, Kika. I like it. It's strong energy.
Dan, would you like to ask a question?
I had a question about my DNA was taken some years back, and I'm wondering what the extent, what was my DNA used in hybridization? You know, from there, did it just stay with those insectoid beings, or was it propagated out through other beings?
I don't know any insectoids.
Dan, he wouldn't know that.
Might not know that one? Okay.
No.
I will tell you what I know about the insectoids. They do take human DNA. They do store it in a library. They do have hybrid children of their own, but it's rare that you will ever meet them because they do not interact with humanity the same way. You see, the insectoids are sort of mean. So, I mean, they don't mean to be mean all the time. However, they have an exoskeleton, which means they can't be hurt very easily. So when they interact with humans, they sort of push them around and hurt them and stuff. So they were banned from Earth for a while because their fingers are sort of pointy and they leave marks and it hurts, and they're very strong and they push people against the wall and things like that, and they're just not very nice. They just don't know how to treat humans. They treat them like they treat each other, and that's not proper because humans are more fragile. Okay. So, all right, yeah, so they're not allowed to really interact with you right now.
Okay, all righty, thank you.
Sarah, do you have any questions, or Alex?
Yes, I wanted to know how are the children brought up on the ships? Like, do they have a set point in time where they can go to schools? What is kind of like?
Yes.
Here we
When
say
you reach
ABCs.
Oh, not quite like that. No,
Not quite like
when
that.
we reach the time of awareness and we are able to speak and understand when spoken to, and understand when the rituals come to give us our names and things of that nature, we head into our learning period at the time of understanding, awareness, what awakeness some people call it, to the perception that we are actually learning things and who we are, and there are things that we are trying to do that are, and trying to communicate properly. So that is our time of awareness, understanding, or whatever you want to call it, awakening. And that is the time when we start learning things, and we are given tests at the beginning to find out what you would call our aptitude. We learn where we are most fitting. Mine was in mathematics. I was happy about that. I was very happy. I was happy about mathematics. I like mathematics, and I know how to use mathematics in many, 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 many ways. So, and so I made some things with mathematics and understand mathematics. And so, yes, my first learnings were very elementary mathematics. But when they saw that I was real good at it, that I moved quickly to other things. So, and also with mathematics comes the dissection of everything in the universe in many senses. You can dissect language mathematically. You can dissect everything mathematically. And so math is my perfect thing because everything comes under a mathematical algorithm or a sequence or an understanding of sort, or even under a diagram of mathematical equations. So, yeah, I have a good time.
How early is that after you're born when you begin to become aware?
It would be about 1.5 Earth years.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Zenaida?
Hello,
Yes.
my name is Zinaida.
Hello. Hello.
I have a question. Have you interact with earth animals?
I know about earth animals. We have one up here. It's a cat. We took a cat. It was not in very good health, and it was out in the middle of the wilderness, and so we took it so that it wouldn't die, and we nursed it back to health. It was part of our learning and understanding, and we gave it love and good things, and now everybody wants a cat, but they can't just take them off the earth, so.
What's your cat's name?
If you would like to play, I have a cat, so you are welcome.
I like cats. They're very nice. Yes. They make a sound that we can't duplicate. So it's like a but it's not like that. But it's nice.
So do you have any other things from 3D, like from 3D Earth?
Oh yes, we have some. We have plants. Nobody's going to miss a plant from the earth. So we took plants from different places, and we have them and study them. And we also took a tree and a shrub, and just the basic principles of learning how they operate, similar to our planet. But there's different ingredients in them, of course, and they breathe different airs, and they give different. They exhale different substances and oxygens and things of that nature. So we do have things from the earth that we use as learning tools. Yes.
So would you like?
We have a brick.
Would you like to?
We brought.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm okay.
Would you like to experience food, a candy or chocolate, or taste?
A food. A
Yeah.
food. What? Oh, you mean yes. I would like to. Yes.
So here is chocolate.
Oh,
Pick it up and put it in your mouth.
it looks like an Arcturian nipple. Okay.
What's your experience with Arcturian?
Mmm. I like it. They taught us that Earthlings chew a lot. Boom. And it's creamy.
Good, yum.
Mmm. Well, of course, I'm experiencing it through this body, so it will like. If it liked chocolate, so will I.
And here are
There. Oh, colors.
So you can pick what color you like. Do the same thing and put it in your mouth.
What colors do they have? Different flavors.
They do.
I knew it.
Red.
Red. This is red, correct? Yes, I'm learning red. That is your red.
And it bounces around in your mouth like
Yeah.
What's your jumpy thing name again?
Oh, never mind. They said I talk too much about my own stuff.
We want to hear.
Oh, you did not. It's fine.
Mm. Oh, it's good too. It is like the flavor 𝗪𝗡𝗧𝗏.
What is fluka?
It's a fruit.
Uh-huh. This is grown on
The
a
ships.
planet
They grow some fruits on the ships.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps this is one of the earth fruits. I'm not sure. I don't think so, no.
Interesting.
But it tastes a little bit like a 𝗪𝗡𝗏, but I don't know. Might not be. So, yeah, we have different things that we taste and experiment with on the ship. It's something new that we are doing because to get totally integrated, is that the right word? Integrated with your planet. I'm learning some new words. So, integrated with your planet, we do have some of your food. Some.
Do you only, I'm sorry, do you only eat fruits and vegetables?
Yes, I had a question. As far as on Earth here, we play a lot of video games, and since a young age, I've played video games, and it's big in our generation. I was wondering, do you have something similar, or is it virtual reality, or how does that work?
Yes, we have virtual reality games. We have holographic games. We have interactive games like that. Even adults like them too. Some of them are adult games. Some of them are children's games. We like. There are some interactive board games where we actually are the pieces of the pieces of the puzzle or whatever, and then we have to figure out where we're going in the puzzle, and so we put down our own pieces in front of us to move forward or backward, and then we get that's a fun game.
So it's involved in your education as well, correct?
Yeah, because we don't know where anyone is, and we try to figure out mathematically how to connect to them so that we do algorithms that will move us in a certain direction so that we can find them. It's real fun.
Alex, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Greetings. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you. My little boy saw, as you were describing those other children that you said they had pointy fingers and they were a little bit harsh on humans and pushing them and stuff. This week, we were in meditation and my little boy experienced that and he didn't understand because when he sees aliens, they're quite friendly. And that one just kept pushing him and throwing him down. So I was wondering, what color are they?
They're dark brown or black, and they're insectoids. They're not supposed to be on Earth, but they slip through undetected now and then. He's probably just trying to play, but they're very rough. They're very rough. So he finds your son probably fun to throw around. So we'll have to let them know that he's there, so they know now. So they'll take him away and teach him a little manners or something so that he doesn't hurt your son. That's not a good thing. That's not good.
He was a little scared, and he couldn't understand why he kept pushing him, and he was with us for about 2 or 3 days.
Oh, he was just trying to play, I'm sure.
Well, I'll let him know not to
But
worry.
they play very rough. They play very rough. They poke and they push and they knock people down, and they think that that's fun because on their planet they do that to each other, and they can roll around on their shells and things like that. So rolling around on their shell is something they like. They probably were knocking him down so that he would roll. So if he didn't roll, then they would keep knocking him down. So they like rolling on their shells. It's a lot of fun. They can go really fast.
That sounds fun. So,
but if he's not an insectoid, then it wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, he didn't describe him like that, but he did describe him a different color, like a darker shade, and he couldn't make out the color.
Was it a darker, maybe a purplish kind of shade? They come in they're darker shades, yeah.
So they're half human and half alien?
But you see, their shells can be like a little bit of like a prism, so they can reflect different colors off of their shell. So it might appear different colors in different lights, but they're mostly brown and black. But there is a very dark purplish one too.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for letting us know. I'll explain this to him.
Sure.
Very good.
Like to ask a question?
Hello, my name is Sharon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You're doing a wonderful job, first of all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I would like to ask you if you could go anywhere on Earth, where would you go, and what would you do?
I would like to go to the United States in the place called Yellowstone National Park because it's sort of like a place that I know on another planet where there's gurgling water and boiling water and things of that nature. And I think I've seen picture of it. It's very pretty, and it reminds me of Arcturian area, things of that nature. And also, it's very warm there most of the time, and there's lots of big animals around there, and so it's fun. And there's this one place where there's water shoots out of the ground every now and then. That's a cool place. And it's just a different place on Earth than most places. So, also the other place I want to go is the Arctic Circle because I just want to see. It's so windy, and I just want to feel the wind and experience what it's like to be there. It's like very different. I've never been anywhere like that.
That's awesome.
That
If
sounds
you
wonderful.
would have a question for us, would you have any questions for any of us? Would you like to know about Earth that we might be able to answer for you?
Well, it seems like your kids play very rough to me, but they seem like they have a good time. Do they like? I think that when somebody else said something about rough play, but I don't understand why they like to play so rough. I think that's why they were treating that other boy rough, is because they think that they see people playing rough, and so they think that rough is good. So
It depends on the person. Like, for example, I have a brother. My brother is more physical than I am, and in arguments he
Yes.
tends to get more physical, and I don't prefer to do that. So it varies depending on the person.
Yes, I noticed that not all kids in your planet are rough, but there's quite a few of them that are, especially in the bigger cities. The larger cities, there's more roughness.
We have competition, which you don't have. Competition and outdoing another.
Well, we have it, but it only means that we get a reward. We don't get anything nasty done. But there are some rewards for some things, but usually we're competing against ourselves. We set ourselves a goal, and then we try to reach it within a certain period of time, and then there are rewards that come from that.
Yeah, healthy.
Yes. But there is no penalties for not reaching the goal. It's just that we reset the goal in a different way. And then there's something added to it so to make it more exciting. We always work towards something sort of exciting. Because when you reach that goal, you will have reached something pretty exciting in your development. So, yes, so I really like that because when I can do quantum physics pretty soon, that'll be really nice. You see, and then there's like 7 more levels after that, so some of them are very big.
We would like to, one moment, because he wants to feel Arctic, the way the Arctic feels. Does anyone have a piece of ice?
Ice. Oh, we have ice, yes. But I want to experience the place, not the ice.
Not the ice.
Okay.
I want to experience what the weather is there.
Yes,
The
it's
weather.
very
I know
cold.
that there is snow and ice, but I want to experience that. I know what ice is. Ice we have here as well in some other forms. We have frozen particles. Yes, I know what that is. But your Arctic is very different than that.
Very well.
It has cracks. I would like to look. I would like to look down into some of the frozen crevices as well, down to where it is of the formations of the ice crystals and things of that nature, and then bring it into a mathematical algorithm of why it exists in that particular form.
Have you studied
Okay.
how ice crystals form?
Yes.
And with using intention, can you alter how ice crystals are formed?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Different vibrations, different sounds and colors cause different kinds of formations. Molecule recreation can be interacted with by different colors, materials, chemicals. Oh, it's endless. It's really beautiful.
We have much to learn from
Well, we
you.
want to thank you. Thank you for coming. I don't know if there is one more hybrid that is supposed to come, so we want to give him a chance. I believe there's a Lyran hybrid.
Oh, okay.
But we enjoyed your company.
Thank you so much for sharing your
enjoyed
experience.
Company. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your
Much
parents.
love to you.
Much love. Namaste.
Much love to you. Much love to you.
Namaste.
Tell all your children I said hi.
We will.
Someday I want to play with them,
You got it.
but I'll
Yes.
probably be big.
Yes.
I think mine
I'll
goes to
probably-
the ship.
You've got our
I think.
children, so, and
Oh, maybe they do. But so I'll be big someday, and I'll play with them when they're big.
Aw.
And please thank your parents that are with you right now as well. Send them our love and our appreciation for everything.
They
Yeah.
say you're welcome.
Oh, that's so
Love
cute.
you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Did I do good?
Awesome job.
Did I do good? Yes, okay.
Great job.
Really
Yeah. My. It is I. My parents named me Conrad.
Greetings, Conrad.
Woo-ha, Conrad.
Woo-ha. Wukata.
Muta. Kahata, hua, kahunwata.
Hakwati secret janja. Edionkokwa. Woo. Yeah.
Thank you for coming through.
I've come to. My parents are from the Russian area. I do have a mother and father that both contributed human DNA to my experience.
Would you
and
be
then
able
I
to
have Lyran parents. Yes. What is that?
Would you be able to share their names?
They asked me not to.
Uh-huh. We
But they
respect them.
are from because they would be perhaps known by the governments there. But they have known us for a long time, that we exist, and have been in the government systems. And therefore, they are one that are not against the extraterrestrials, but are actually supporting our arrival.
Beautiful. Conrad, would you be able to describe your hybridization for us, please?
Yes, I am on Era as well. However, I can tell you, just ask questions. It's better to go that direction.
Yeah.
My age, Earth years, is about 40 years old.
And would you be able to describe what you look like, please?
I'm a Lyran. I have hair from the top of my head down my back and the back of my arms, down to the top of my shins or ankles, but my calves are covered. The front part of my body only has hair on the appropriate places.
And how tall would you be?
I'm 7'3".
Oh, so you're still quite tall. Yes.
Yes.
Have you been to Earth?
I have not been to Earth in the literal sense. I have been to Earth in many astral journeys to visit my parents, and I visited other people from human colony recently. Yes.
What do you think of
Yes.
humanity?
Humanity is a very diverse and interesting place. I do not like all cultures, but I do like many.
Thank you for your honesty.
Which do you prefer, if you don't mind sharing?
I prefer the cultures of, let me give you an area. I like the Canadian culture. I like the Swedish culture. I like many parts of the American culture. I like the Peruvian culture. I like some areas in the African cultures. Australian culture is also nice, and so is New Zealand. I do like some parts of the Malaysian cultures and things of this nature. There, I can go on, but there are many that I like, but only few that I dislike, and I will not mention them.
No, I wouldn't ask that question to you out of respect.
But I do like many cultures.
So how did it feel when you found out you had hybrid parents?
At the time of awareness, of the awakening time, yes. We all call it very similar things because it is the time when you become aware of being an individual. Yes, it was an interesting time, and the ritual was very meaningful to me. And my name, Conrad, meant something very special to them. It was one of their relations that was a beautiful person and that they adored much. And so giving the name to me meant very much to me. And then exchanging places with their thought processes was a wonderful experience.
So what would be your highest excitement now you've reached the age you have? What do you mostly contribute towards?
Right now I am an artist in some senses, but it's in a three-dimensional way. I'm working with fourth-dimensional tools to create third-dimensional art, which is difficult to do, but is able to be done. Also, I am also working with different cultures of art as well. I'm also working with jewelry and manifestation of energies into jewelry and art.
Thank you. It's a great honor to share that information.
Merely observing a piece of art sometimes can give you an emotional response. I am putting the vibration and energy into the artwork to stimulate certain parts of the brain from different angles that you look at it.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Naida.
Hello.
I was wondering if... Yes, I know. I was wondering if you can know about my hybrid Lyran child.
Is this Maria?
Zinaida.
Zenaida. Zenaida. Zenida. However you pronounce it.
That's okay.
Yes.
Zenaida, you'll have to mute while you're not talking, please, because of the noise in the background. Sorry, honey.
You do have a hybrid child. I do not know your hybrid child, though. You must ask Takur about the hybrid children. I am only aware of those around me. Yours is not in my area, I do not believe. I do not have any parents called Zenaida in my... Zenaida. I do not know how to pronounce the name. I can see it, but I cannot pronounce it.
That's okay. Do you experience anything on Earth? Do you have anything like music or musical instruments? Do you play any?
I play some musical instruments, but nothing from Earth.
How many fingers
my work
you have?
is more I have 5 fingers. Musical instruments here are different, and also I am more involved with the artistic aspects of my energy. The music is part of what I am interested in, but the actual visualization with vibrational interaction is my major area.
Have a question?
Go on.
Hello? Hello,
Yes.
dear one. Hello, Conrad. I'm so fascinated in creating jewelry as well, and I'd like to manifest energy into it. I'm doing Reiki myself, so I
Yes.
need a nudge in order to insert it. So I'm doing my best on my end. Can I need something from your end?
Sure. I understand. You mean for the intention of your jewelry and what it is to do for those who wear it. Is that what you are
Yeah.
asking?
Yes.
I
Yes.
would say to hold it in your hand after it is created. But while you are creating it, your intentions are put in it the whole time of creation. There can be more than one intention during certain portions of your creating of the jewelry. The way that I do it is this. Perhaps I can give you some insight on how I put my intention into my jewelry. If it is a necklace and there are clasps in between the stones or the crystals, then each of those clasps, as I do it, I ask it to be a connection, as in a ray of light between in each thought of each intention that I am putting on each stone, so that they are all connected together as one thought, but in different intentions of greatness for the wearer, so that they can activate a portion of the necklace as they're wearing it, but not necessarily have to engage the whole necklace. Now, to engage the entire necklace would be a total off astral projection experience, because they would have to be in a certain frame of mind to do so as it stands. But they could actually astral project with the intention of uniting all the aspects of the jewelry. The final clasp at the back, which opens and closes as you would prefer or not prefer. I can make it with a clasp and make it without. Now, by unclasping it, you bring the necklace into a linear alignment with space. This is to give you a time element to or a distance element to your jewelry, and then read where they are in your elements of awareness. Do you understand that? Your awareness will be taught to you by your necklace in that intention. Now, when it is clasped and laying aside, it probably cannot be accessed as easily. But if you put it around your neck and clasp it, then these are all united again in the same aspect of intention that they were created for. Do you understand? Therefore, as you make the jewelry, intend for each stone to be what you want it to be. Choose the right stone, the right color for the right area, because it does make a difference in the way that they are put together. Some stones and crystals do not interact well together, so you must understand their personality. So therefore, put stones together that will work well together. But there are many stones that work well together, and so the intention for them working together can be greatly different. They could be for health reasons, emotional reasons. They could be for spiritual reasons, that they are put together as they are, and your intention is important to put them in there for this particular person, the way that they are done. My jewelry is made for each individual person, and they tell me what they want for this necklace, bracelet, or piece of jewelry to do, even earrings, or usually just one for most people, and it's usually around the ear and not like your planet dangling from the ear. It's usually encases the whole ear, And usually a pair of those would be very powerful because they're in a very interesting integration with the brain. So, therefore, there are many ways to create your jewelry, but to do it by intention as you do each interaction and each piece alone.
Yes. The other question is quick regarding DNA. I've asked for Lyran DNA, and I really am fascinated about Lyrans. They're quite tall. If we ask for us to be tall, can we be tall, a bit taller than we are?
You can be slightly taller than you are if you speak to your DNA in the way that is appropriate to make you taller. If you are not to be taller, it will not happen. But you can stretch yourself a little bit.
Because I already asked for
the reason that it may not happen is you may not have the right intention or purpose. It has to have a purpose and intention for it to work. If you do not have the correct intention and purpose, but you are already taller than you were. You already have grown.
Okay, Ina, would you like to ask your question, please? And if people could mute their microphones.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I am fine.
I have a personal question about a dream, if that's okay. I was dreaming that there was a bird, a black bird. It was attacked by other black birds of the same race, and they were attacking this bird onto its mouth and head. And then this bird somehow escaped, and then it ran towards me with open wings, and it was screaming "Mama." Do you have any idea what that meant?
I do know what the attack of the head was all about. It is about attacking one. It is about personal attacks inside the brain, such as dreams or visions or things that come to you from outside that are created by other entities that are attacking the brain or the head. Now, it calling you mama was telling me that your brain was attacked as well in some ways by these entities. Have you experienced an attack recently of the mind?
I have a major attack already. Well,
this is what the meaning is, and the one that is racing to you, calling mama, is the one that will free you from these attacks, because it was able to free itself from the attacks, and therefore it will teach you how to free yourself from them as well.
Was that my hybrid child?
Yes. But he is not a bird.
Okay, because I thought it meant that the bird. I thought the bird meant what are they called? Sorry, the race. Well, it doesn't matter. It's okay.
No, it was not a representation of any specific race. But after your brain is healed, you will take wings like a bird. And that was more of a significant part. The darkness of the bird was to show that the attacks are severe and on the brain and as an intent. And the one that escaped is the one that will teach you how to escape from your bonds of darkness as the attacks go on. And yes, it will be taught to you by a hybrid child, perhaps your own.
How can I connect to it?
You are already connected, but you will connect further in the near future.
Okay. I hope it's okay. It's not subject related, but do you know why I was attacked by those entities? Or can you tell me that?
Yes, you are part of the enlightened. All of those that are enlightened and bring light, who are not properly protected, will be attacked strongly. if you learn how to protect yourself properly, these attacks will be withdrawn. That is the portion of the dream that the bird wants to teach you, is to protect yourself by relationships. It will become more clear in the future.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks.
It is almost time to go. Is there one more question?
Yes, we have one more question from Caitlin. Hasn't asked a question, so I would like her to ask, if that's okay.
Hucolo.
Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. Am I
If you
muted
can.
still? Oh, okay. Bijan was supposed to go before me, but
You're fine, Caitlin. Go ahead.
okay. Hi, 𝗪𝗪. I was just wondering if there was any messages for me or advice.
This is not 𝗪𝗪.
Oh, who is it?
I'm Conrad.
Oh, okay.
I'm Conrad.
I'm sorry. I thought you were 𝗪𝗪.
It is all right.
He's Lyran hybrid, Caitlin, from Era.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Are you on the colonies?
I am not at this time, no.
Okay. Then is there any advice or any messages about DNA for people that have taken Lyran DNA in?
Yes. I would like to suggest that more people ask for DNA because to be taken, because we are working on building a nice hybrid civilization of wonderful people. And it is with this civilization that will unite the galaxy.
I volunteer my DNA for it, for positive uses.
Yes, it's only for positive uses. There is what you would call a library of DNA, and it is not as extensive as it could be, but it is becoming of great value.
All right. And
I must go now. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, continue.
Oh,
Continue.
I was just wondering if you take Lyran, I mean, because people have asked for certain DNAs and such, so
Yes.
I asked for Lyran. I
It will be
significantly
granted.
have been a little bit more angry easily, and I don't really get angry that much. So I mean, is that part of the effect?
It could be
having that?
a part of the effect. Lyran does not usually cause anger. However, it is slightly more aggressive in some ways, and perhaps working with your DNA, it will become slightly more aggressive for now. But it will mellow out in the future because it's mostly about becoming more spiritual, more intellectual, and more communicative. Also building on physical features, you will become slightly more muscular.
I feel that, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm sorry I misunderstood you as 𝗪𝗪.
Oh, that is all right.
Yeah.
I sound a bit like her.
You do,
I guess
yeah.
we must sound a little bit alike. But it is our deep voice. This is as deep as I can go with this individual. My voice is actually deeper than this.
Would you be able to answer 2 more questions for us, please? We have 2 more people. Thank you so much. 𝗪𝗪.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you. I just got home from work. And hello, Conrad.
Hello.
Hello. I just came in, so you sound like an older hybrid person or child. Is that true? How old are you?
About 40 of your years old.
Okay. You must have known my... Go ahead.
No, that is fine. Continue.
Okay. You must have known my hybrid daughter. I gave her the name Shoshana. I don't know
Yes.
what her name was. Yes. I have a question about your physiology, if this has not been asked yet. I don't know what kind of quote-unquote air you breathe there, what the contents of it are, and the differences between that and what we breathe here, so that if you are on Earth as a hybrid child, do you have the ability to breathe in both atmospheres? Do you have lungs like we have lungs, for example?
We do have lungs. We do not breathe the same content as you breathe. However, coming to Earth, there is things that we can do to configure the way that we breathe in your atmosphere. There are ways to change our lung capacities and filters so that it can be possible to be there. Now, we usually do change shape anyway to be more human, but we can, our lungs, every species has, except for the aquatic ones, have something similar to lungs, because they do breathe a certain kind of atmosphere, but they do not all look or act the same. Some of the breathing apparatuses are actually on the outside of the body or have vents on the outside of the body that are protected from being damaged by the outside world. However, most of them have internal capacities for breathing at this point. It is just the way of evolution to bring things into a more protective stance in the universe, if necessary. There are some species that it was not necessary for them to evolve internal breathing apparatuses, and so therefore theirs are still near the surface or on the surface, but they do channel the energy through the body.
I see. Thank you so much. And Conrad, are there any humans living on Era? Like, I would love to migrate to Era. Would it be possible for a human to live there?
It is possible for humans to live on Era. However, there are none actually living there at the moment. There were a few, but they were moved to another planet for reasons of protection. Not because others would be hurting them from the planet, but that they were understood to be certain special breeds of humans, and they would be attacked by reptilians if they knew where they were.
I see. So is immigration possible at some point?
After first contact, many things will be available. Many things will be possible. It will take some time to work out all the information and protocols. However, the rules and regulations are already being written.
Okay. I was under the learning of a man from Korea. His name was Sun Myung Moon, and he taught us almost everything that I understand Era is about, with the culture and the lifestyle and relationships and marriage. And I was just thinking, he may have been from Era and has come to Earth to teach us these things. Do you know anything about that?
That if he came from Era?
I think he might have, because everything he taught us and what I understood about Era through Billy Meyer sounded exactly the same. And so I thought maybe...
Yes, but he would not be directly from Era. He came from the Oversoul, but he may have had lives in Era. We would have to look that up and see.
Okay. Anyway, when I understood your life there, I was like, oh yes, I understand it very well, and I would like to be there. So, but thank you very much for your time right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cher, would you like to ask the final question for tonight?
Hey, comrade, I will do it fast.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Interestingly well.
Okay. What about Israel? You mentioned other culture that you visit. Is Israel one of the ones that you don't like, maybe?
I like Israel culture. It is very diverse there, but there is a lot of disagreements, especially in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is divided in many ways, and I find that very interesting, but not in a bad way.
Okay. You said something about the government in Russia, that you have some people that you know over there that actually pro-extraterrestrial. Do you know that what Israel government stand? How they feel about extraterrestrials?
They are neutral at this time because of the different aspects of your government. They cannot represent all the people all the time, and therefore they fight within themselves to represent their own sect of people. Therefore, your government in Israel is a little divided, but we understand why. But I believe that one day it will be more closely understood as you realize that your cultures are not that really different.
Okay. Do you know who's in charge about the decision making according to extraterrestrials encounter?
Decision making is not our part in your world. However,
no, who's in charge in my government about the decision making of alien encounter?
If alien encounters, there is no one in charge of that. Exactly. It's a group of people. One person cannot be trusted with that responsibility.
Thank you,
Okay,
Conrad.
I'll ask you final questions because I know that you have to go. Do you know how they're going to react in the site-to-site meeting? Do you have any notion about it?
I am not in the decision-making area that way. However, I know that they are planning to speak very much about it in the very near future to your government.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much, Conrad. It's traditional for us to end with a blessing, usually. Sabrina is not here with us. She's dropped out of the room. Would you be willing to give us a blessing, either in your language or in English, if you choose, to the viewers that are listening and who will listen to this?
That is fine. I can do that.
Thank you so much.
Moment.
It's a great honor.
Let me prepare for one moment.
Aha.
Maliaka Shandu Korari Hindia Kakora Mandata Shukutu Pora Rohotubaha Yekia Kongo Goshiti Indian Jan Guan Kiala Vapsiantietaba Mokakwa Kokashwa Tian Tuki Wanduri Yaria Quantisin Tekiapot Onye Kushincha Bwamfe Futiko Kokocha Yamwatiatipwa Quatwa Umbo Form Vivirevanti Shunko Kwakatwa Tatiku Tukachat Shanskaka
Sutsumatata Moha Koto Noshina Koho.
Sita. Let us continue to unite. Let us bring our cultures together. Let us know each other in a way familiar. Let us run together in the thoughts of expansion. Let us unite the galaxy, yea, the universe, yea, eternity, with a singularity that of thought and of non-violent existence. Take away the wars within our minds and souls. Take away the wars within our cultures and identities. Take away those things learned that were not useful. Let us become a thread of light that expands instead of that which darkens the worlds. We know now that we are brothers and sisters. Shall we not live this way in the universe?
Thank you, dear one. Comrades, it's been an absolute pleasure that you came through today. Thank you so much. From our hearts, as we are connected to you, we send our love from all the members of Hucolo and to all the hybrids that came through. Please share our appreciation of what happened today and how we conducted ourselves, and to show that we are ready for the interactions to come. Blessings to you.
Peace be with you.
I have a blessing for you as well. I would like to give you an energetic hug for everybody to you from me this night, if you're up for it.
Peace be with you.
And I hope that our world will connect in a very beautiful way. There will be some challenges, but there will be a lot of excitement from these challenges. They're going to bring us together as one and different, in a sense, at the same time. Exploring how you feel, and you explore how we feel, and we kind of become together as one entity. Sometimes we come as different, but it's still going to be so exciting when all the pieces are coming together.
Blessings to you and all of you. Pray that we come together in peace, in a peaceful time.
Conrad, may I ask you just very quick one more question? Do you know when the next meeting with the government is? Girk Fitneer with the government.
It is between the 28th and the 31st of this month, but it has not been narrowed down to one day.
Okay, just so I know when I can meditate and pray for them. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time.
You are welcome. Much blessings.
All our love to you.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hello.
How are you, Jim?
There.
You've been a lot of children eating a lot of candy.
Yeah.
You have to exercise after this webinar. And brush your teeth.
I probably do. Brush my teeth after the webinar. Yes, I have to brush my teeth. Thank you.
Beautiful, Jim. Thank you.
That was truly amazing. That's probably one of the most eye-opening webinars we've done, and I think you brought so many different aspects in, and I hope this message gets out to a lot of the hybrid mothers and fathers out there. And thank you for everybody who've been watching on YouTube. Thank you for everyone who's taking part. Thank you especially to Jim and everybody who's around Jim right now. I believe it's Will and Helga. Thank you for your interactions too.
Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. Nearly 2.5 hours going. So.
Oh my God.
I hope you're not late or anything.
That's the longest webinar yet, I think.
Yeah.
But it was wonderful.
The entities were just so inspiring. It was beautiful.
Thank you very much. I felt very enlightened, especially with the little child. Tika was really quite intelligent.
Yes.
But also just immature, though, emotionally, but advanced intellectually. It was very interesting. So that was a very interesting one right there.
It was a great
still
idea.
wet his cheeks. And play with his cheeks. He was still so cute. Very intelligent, but very cute. Lovely.
Yes. Oh, well. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. It was I don't feel like it was that long. Jeez, it was a long webinar. That's very long. And did you learn a lot?
We did our best to get through the questions and get through to the entities, because I know that Lyran was really wanted at the end. So I'm sorry if I overstepped anyone by trying to push through the questions there. That was not in my intention. I was just trying to get them done and through, and I hope we created a lovely little platform for people to watch and enjoy.
Very good. Excellent. I hope everybody got something out of it. I love you all, and we'll see you next time. Remember, only the first week of May I won't have a webinar. The first week of May. That's the second I think of May, or the third. 2nd or 3rd of May I won't have a webinar because I won't be home. But other than that,
so we're going to give the opportunities to some of the other members to step up. It might not be a Girk Fitneer based webinar, but it would be a good chance for everybody to step up a little bit and enjoy the ride.
All of you who can channel, you can get together and make a plan for that day, because I won't be here. And I'll let Rowie and Sabrina in charge of that, because they have to sort of coordinate it so that you can all have an order and a thought. But I want you all to be involved in it. But I mean, I don't want them to take charge so that nobody gets a chance, of course. But I want you all to work together on that. So you're all in Hangouts together, so you can communicate in a very nice way to one another who wants to do what. I'm sure there's several of you that want to channel, so that'd be great. Saphira, maybe you can channel. Kim channel. Zenaida channel. I mean, Sabrina. A lot of you have channeling abilities, and great ones at that. So have at it that day. That'll be wonderful. Bring through some wonderful and powerful entities, and I'll be very proud of you all. So it'd be great.
Wait, before you go, Jim, I want to say hi to Will and to you. Who else is there? I'd like to say hello to
Helga.
Hello.
Helga.
Nice to see you guys. Will, your idea is great. I hope you get to talk about this soon more, about the collective traveling together.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I don't know. Can Will hear me?
Yes.
Yes, he's right here. But he's not here at the microphone. But he is here.
Oh, I get you. That's what's going on. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
We tried to get the microphone to work today, but we just don't have the right connections, because we do want to have a microphone in the room for people in the room that want to ask questions. Like when Max was around, he had a microphone in the room so that everybody could be heard. But we're trying to work on a system like that now. So far we have not been successful, but we are working on that. Will is very good with that stuff, so we'll see what he can come up with.
We'll figure it out.
So.
Okay, fantastic.
I do too. It's out in the kitchen. We have several.
So people want to stay around, we can have the usual little after party. If you want to join in from your end as well, Jim, or if anyone there wants to come in on Will's computer or whatever, more than welcome. Thank you very much, Jim, once again, and everybody else. It's been an absolute pleasure. You can come and out at www.humancolony.org. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
All right, have a wonderful day, everybody. We're hungry on this side, so we're going to go eat something.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Greetings, this is Hucolo TV, www.humancolony.org, and our live webinar. Today is going to be one of our magical themed webinars. Myself, Rowie, is here with my partner Kim, and we're also joined by Jim Charles, who's going to be doing some channeling from a hybrid child or from a hybrid in the future, quite possibly. We're going to be exploring the impacts of hybrid children that are coming to this planet. There's Hucolo TV, www.humancolony.org, and our live webinar. Today is going to be one of our magical themed webinars. Myself, Rowie, is here.